Alright, so back in the Bat Cave. Alright. I got two different words for you tonight, coming from the forensics officer Bible. Alright. You know, just speaking loosely, if I may. Again, I'm not a religious person, I'm a forensic scientist, you know what I mean? But, I say this to say this, because it's important. Two different words for you, alright? Number one, getting back to who you are as a man, alright? What is your general, your job as a man, okay? My job as a man, according to what I believe, is to work until I die, okay? With healthy breaks in between, okay? So what that means is to be a hunter, a gatherer, a provider. If all else fails, a gatherer. Hopefully a provider, but at my best, a hunter, okay? So, when we're young, we have dreams of being legendary, okay? So in the mind of a lot of boys who have yet to become men, like I was when I was at that stage of my life, I wanted to be a famous musician, okay? And a lot of us want to be famous, whether it's a musician or not. You could be a famous police officer. There's lots of people who are police officers who are known far and wide, but they only work in a jurisdiction that there isn't that many people, okay? Because they've made a lot of arrests or, leaped over buildings in a single bound, became Officer of the Year back-to-back for a decade, they're a famous police officer. There's other people who are famous firefighters, okay? We wouldn't normally use the word famous, we would use the word notorious or legendary or whatever you want to use. It all points to icon. This person is iconic, whether they're a icon flat out or a mini icon, okay? You could be a professor. When I was at Penn State, there was a renowned professor. His name was Sam Richards. He was known far and wide. And, he gave a lot of lectures all over the place. I thought he was freaking hilarious. He was a great professor. Even though there was a couple times where I got mad because he didn't give me the floor to speak, he often gave me the floor to speak more than he gave other people the floor to speak. And that's very rare because you have to speak based on his lectures, not based on, hey, do you mind if I talk about my album this week? You know what I mean? So, nevertheless, whenever because, again, psychology tells us to level the playing field, level the playing field, level the playing field. Find more similarities between you and other people around you, and you gain more allies and advocacy than problems and hurdles. There may be one or two hurdles, but if I'm not looking for allies and advocacies or things that work in my favor, then that shadow over there is my enemy, even though it's the shadow of a bunny rabbit and not a big bad wolf like I'm blowing it out to be. So when we put so much emphasis, and there's a lot of pastors that speak on this, a lot of lecturers that speak on this, professors, whoever, it doesn't even matter. All right? The more emphasis we put on it, I have to be in the pros. I have to make it to the pros. The Canadian League is not good enough for you anymore. The minor league is not good enough for you. Just a neighborhood adult league is not good enough for you. It's not good enough anymore that you're cool with all the dads in the neighborhood and you can throw around the pigskin with them or play basketball, right? They trust you around their kids. They trust you around their wife. They can leave their house. They don't have to come back in 5 minutes. They can go to the store and get a six-pack. They don't got to worry if you're going to be making love to their wife or touching their kids, all right? So at the end of the day, it's really important not to be so far-sighted in a space cadet that I'm going to die if I don't get a record deal. Or it's going to be the most embarrassing thing in the world if my record deal is, let's say, 500 grand instead of a 300 million record deal like Drake. You're not Drake. I'm not Drake. Nobody's Drake, dog. You're not going to get $300 million. Settle for what you can get. Okay? You could get a $500,000 record deal and it not be a 360 deal. It's not a 360 deal based on size. Based on the advance. It's a 360 deal based on the clauses. In other words, the interest, the taxes, what you have to pay back, how soon you have to pay it back, and hold on, a car's going by. Your creative control, okay? What are you allowed to do? Are you allowed to call your name what you want to call it? Are you your royalties? Did you give all your royalties away to the label in exchange for the advance? Your publishing, did you give them all the publishing? Are they getting all the tour money? Are they getting the money from your walkthroughs and your interviews? Just those type of things. Do you have management power? Like, can you say what you want to say? You know what I mean? Those type of things. Like, but mostly the interest and how soon do you got to pay it back, and mostly creative control. Okay? So some people say, if I'm going to give you a whole bunch of money, I want to be sure that you're going to give it to me. So I'm not going to give you that much wiggle room. You're literally going to have to be my puppet. Okay? And on top of that, there might be a few Diddy parties that you have to attend. Just joking. Alright, so here's the thing. A lot of us, it's not even just that fact, because that part is easy to get over. Hold on a second. That part is easy to get over with. Like, oh man, it's okay if I don't get $1 million record deal, or if I never get signed at all, because people have become known of the fact that a lot of times it's better to just not get signed at all, or get what's known as a distribution deal. And that doesn't mean that it's not a 360 deal. That just means that now you're not under a parent group or a umbrella. You're your own entity. They're just endorsing you with the finances. You're your own umbrella. Okay? So, irrespectively, since that is really empowering, and people realize that, hold up, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get screwed if I get signed. This is relieving that I don't get signed, so I'm not going to have a heart attack if I don't, But this doesn't say anything about the guys that want to be a pro football player, or that want to be a professional boxer, or that want to be a construction worker that works in a union. You know what I mean? Because if they don't get hold on a second, the car's going by. If they don't get a union job, then, they don't have that full coverage when it comes to life insurance and just all the perks that come with, being a part of a union. So that may be a little different, but whatever. But at the end of the day, this is really my focal point of this conversation. And that is, you are not going to die if you don't become famous, no matter what you do. Fame is not a trick of the devil. It is, but that's if you're caught up in the religion aspect of it. if you look at it in more so a psychological standpoint, fame is just an ego boost. All right? All it is stimulation. It's an ego stroke. It's something that causes you to think that you made it in life. No more problems are going to occur. You have $1 million fucking dollars for 1 second. 1 month later, holy fucking shit. What? I'm back to where I started. What do you mean? You got dropped from the label? No. Oh, so it's all good, right? It is absolutely not all good. Then what the fuck happened? If you didn't get dropped from the label, we're still cool. No, dude. I'm absolutely fucking broke. Well, aren't you going to get any more money from the label? No. The contract said they're not going to give me any more until 5 years later if I go platinum. And I get their money back with, interest and all of that. So you owe the label. Oh shit, well, I'm leaving. And that's where you find out who your friends are, because they're leaving because they realize that the Airbnb is going to disappear from right underneath your ass, and they don't want to help you carry the furniture to the next place you're going to go, and it's not going to be $1 million Airbnb, right? And that's what all the bandwagon, the little mice that jump from ship to ship when they all go down like the Titanic, that's what they don't tell you. And there's a lot of them. What? Spineless bastards that have piggybacked a lot of people who are either professional football players, professional baseball players, famous people in general, actors, politicians, rappers. It doesn't even fucking matter. Just somebody that had a platform for them to roll blunts and figure out how they're going to get to their dream, how they're going to scale to their, corporate, mothership. And then it all goes down and they dip. They're out of there. And they don't tell you that, you know what I mean? The game is like this because that's not going to help them get to the next back that they're trying to jump on. It's not. If you know what they're up to, it's like, wait a minute. If all this and that is going on, then what are you doing hanging around so-and-so trying to get a deal from them? And it's going to really become clear. It's not like this anymore. They're going to be like seeing what's going, oh shit. You're a parasite. You're just trying to jump on their back. You don't want to help this motherfucker out. No, it's not like that. It's just that, nah, dog. Nope. You see the back of the Wizard of Oz now. Okay? So you can kind of go like this. You know what I mean? And get away from them before they realize that they can't jump over here, so they're going to jump on you. All right? So, it's funny. But, again, when you realize that you don't need fame, you're like, wait a second, you scratch your head, so listen. I'm still in my 40s, all right? I'm not a tub of lard. I haven't smoked cigarettes in 4 going on 5 years. I may not be able to take on every Debo that wants to get my paycheck, but, and here comes the light bulb. Like somebody turned on a PC. Like the Windows amp sound bite. Wait a second. I can stand on my feet for 8 hours straight. Got it. Your girlfriend's saying, what? Looks like you're getting an idea. I'm going to get a fast food job.